Welcome to Hustle and Flow with Heather Hubbard, episode 126. Hi, I'm Heather Hubbard, and I was a litigator, partner, and practice group leader at an AmLaw 200 firm. I know what it takes to rise to the top. I also know all too well the toll it can take on your personal life. So how do you shine bright without burning out? How do you embrace your ambition without selling your soul? You're listening to the Hustle and Flow podcast. Welcome back. I am your host, Heather Hubbard, and we were off last week for a summer break, but we were over on IGTV. So there was a short bonus video clip in your podcast app that you may or may not have seen. We did a summer roadshow with the podcast, which means we took it over to Instagram and we used IGTV. And here's what I learned this week. So many of you, one, you're not on Instagram. And two, even if you are, you're like, what is IGTV? Okay, so Instagram is the superior social media platform. I'm not biased or anything. Seriously, though, you know how like LinkedIn and Facebook just have so much crap? Not Instagram. There's not a lot of crap on there, and it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. And it's a lot of fun. It's where I like to play and hang out. And I think you will too. So it's going to be your new addiction. So you're welcome. And I'm sorry, all at the same time. You want to know about this though, because I said some things on IGTV that I don't feel like, although I could be wrong, that I don't feel like I do on the podcast. I got a little bit more vulnerable than I normally would. So here's what we covered on IGTV. And by the way, we will put a link in the show notes that takes you directly to the IGTV page so that if you're not familiar with how to actually navigate this on Instagram, it will take you there directly. Although if you are on Instagram, quick tip, when you are on, for example, my profile page, which is at Heather Joy Hubbard, when you see all the pictures, there are three little buttons above it, and the one in the middle looks like a little TV. Just hit that. Okay, but here's what we covered. Number one, time to shine. What happened in May that changed everything for me. So I share that story. Number two, authenticity. When you've been fitting in for your entire professional life, it's sometimes hard to remember who you are and what you want. So I unpack that. Number three, born for greatness. Are you still chasing your dreams? And I share a little bit about me chasing my dreams and kind of getting back in touch with, again, who you are and what you want. Number four, perfect timing. When to go after or give up on what you really want. Number five was a confession. It was a confession and an apology both to you guys and to myself. Number six was who's in your inner circle. Because if you're trying to achieve big goals, you have to surround yourself with the right people. So we talk about that. And then in the last video on the roadshow is untapped potential. So the future is female. And the question is, are you ready to step into that role? They're all around 10 minutes or less, and you can still use your earbuds, right? You don't actually have to watch the video if you don't want to. You can do it the same way you would a podcast, but there's lots of little snippets over there. So if you want more content, if you really want to go behind the scenes, go check those out. They are waiting for you and they're really good. Okay. We have so much going on over here, and I am pumped about it. I'm really excited. So before I get into the big reveal and what we're covering today, I did want to give you a heads up. If you purchased the Life and Law Planner last year, if you're on that particular email list, right? We have tagged you as a purchaser, a consumer. We are getting ready to do, just for you guys, kind of like a sneak peek pre-launch. We just placed the order, not just for the planner, but we have some new products coming out as well. And you're going to get first dibs. And not only are you getting first dibs, we have a little bit of a special for you, but it's only going to be open for 1 week only. 1 week only. And that's coming up very, very soon. So be on the lookout for that email. Be checking your spam folder, because if you miss that window, you missed the window. Okay. So some of y'all are going to be reaching out, and it's only open for that window. And I'm giving away all the secrets today. We're prepping for Life and Law Live. In November, we were working on the room setup and everything, and we realized there's room for a few more. So what we're doing is, for those that purchased last year, that we're giving you that window to go ahead and get first dibs. If you purchase at the checkout, you're going to get an opportunity to snag one of those extra seats that we have. Okay. So that's really the only way to get in. Now, if we have them left, we'll then open it up to everyone. But if you want them, just a heads up, that's going to be available to you. So you can snag that. Again, just be on the lookout, because it's a very short window. Okay. So much stuff. Let's get to what I am so dang excited about. Guys, I have not been this excited, I don't think, about something since I left my job, since I left my firm at the end of 2014. I am just so pumped about what we are getting ready to roll out and where we are moving, because we are going to help so many more people. And it's really letting me step into my zone of genius, which means I can serve people in an even better and higher way. And I cannot wait. So I have been working on this mastermind stuff for a while now. You guys know I lead a lot of masterminds. We're trying to scale it. We were dealing with some struggling of trying to figure out how to serve everybody and in the right way, and me being able to show up where I can best show up. And so we really looked at a million different things, and we just kept analyzing it. And I hate overanalyzing anything. I tend to make very quick decisions and just move. But I knew this was going to be a really big endeavor. I was going to have to be committed to it for at least 18 months, and I wanted to get it right. And I finally ended up with something that feels so good. Quite frankly, it's what I want. It's what I want. I have always shared with you guys about the masterminds that I participate in, and they're very high-level masterminds that have completely changed my business. And I want more out of them as well, though. And so I started to say, well, what do I want out of a mastermind? And where can I really help people step up in a larger way? So here's what we have designed. Here's what we have come up with. And let me just tell you, the name of it is called the 2020 Experience. It is more than a mastermind. I've never seen anyone else do this. I guarantee you people will start to do this, but I've yet to see anyone do it. It is going to be magical. It is truly going to be an experience. That's why we're calling it that. But here's what it looks like. It is for 32 high achieving women, not just attorneys, women. If you are a high achieving woman, you qualify or identify as a woman. I should put that out there as well. Okay. So 32 women. We are going to be coming together, and there are really two layers to this mastermind. There's the larger mastermind of 32 women. So you are going to be getting access to hanging out with some really powerhouse women, right? That's a really great group. But then within that, there will be 4 pods of 8. And that's where we really are going to curate and put you together with the group of women who are going after the most similar things that you are. This is going to be a very tight-knit group for you, almost like a personal board of advisors, where you're going to share so much, right? So that's not just about connections and resources. That's truly getting the feedback and support that you need from this super tight network. And again, that's going to be 8. And not just 2 layers of, mastermind participants. There's also 2 layers of mastermind leaders. Okay. So the larger, if we're looking at that big outside ring of the ring of 32, your leader there, me. Yours truly. Okay, so some of you are going to listen to this podcast and you don't know me because I know people are going to refer you over here to listen to this and you're going to be like, who is this lady? So just super quick background about me. I grew up in a really small town, had really big dreams. I went to Vanderbilt Law School. I was practicing entertainment and IP litigation. I started with a boutique. I lateraled over and worked my way up the ladder. I became a partner and a practice group leader at an AmLaw 200 firm and got best lawyers, super lawyers, all that stuff for managing IP stars, 40 under the Nashville Business Journal. And then walked away to start this company to really be a motivational speaker and to provide workshops and retreats and events to help high achieving women achieve even more success. I'm really here to help shatter glass ceilings. Okay, so that is the larger picture. Now let's move into those groups of 8, right? So each group of 8 is going to have a fearless leader that is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to share with you about 3 of those women now. We've not quite wrapped up the 4th, but when that one is wrapped up, I will share it with you. But these women are just remarkable. And I don't have a great word for what they're going to be doing. We're calling them facilitators, but it's so much more than that. They truly are leaders and brilliant women whom I look up to and I admire and I call my friends. They are just amazing. So let me tell you who they are. So the first is Erica Royal. She is a mom of 3, a partner at Holland and Knight in Fort Lauderdale. She is also a mindset expert. She was in the Rising Star program there. She was an LCLD fellow, just like I was. She was part of Leadership Broward, Women Leading Broward. She too has the best lawyers and the super lawyers. She went to Harvard Law School and I'm giving away all the secrets today. She's going to be a surprise guest at Life and Law Live in November, and she's going to be helping you guys at Show Up with some of the mindset work around achieving your goals. But Erica is just amazing. And heads up, we're going to be doing some bonus podcasts for you to really get to meet these fearless leaders that will be joining me. So you're going to get to learn a lot more. But that is Erica. She is amazing. All right. Fearless leader number 2, Akoma Moronu. She does all the things. She's a mom of 2. She went to Columbia Law School. And straight out of there, she went into global securities at Milbank in their New York and their Singapore offices, lateraled over to Baker Botts, then went in-house at an aviation company in Dallas and just gave notice that she is stepping away. She is moving with her family to Costa Rica because she goes after big things, guys. You may know her from the Happy Lawyer Project podcast. She has interviewed me on that, and we had that as a bonus not too long ago. She also is the author. She just came out with a children's book series, Money Monsters. And she's got some new stuff coming out as well, right? So again, amazing women who are going after big things. They take action. All right. So then next, I love this. I'm just so excited that this is all coming together and these amazing women are participating. All right. So next we have Dr. Yashika Dooley, and we were in a mastermind. Well, it's just wrapping up together for the last year. And she went to Harvard Medical School. She's a doctor. Can you see? I've said this before, but you always want to be the dumbest person in the room. And I definitely qualify for that out of this group of leaders. They are powerhouses. So Dr. Dooley, she went to Harvard Medical School. She is an OB/GYN. She's currently at Brooke Army Medical Center, which is, as they say it, the Army's premier medical institution. She also is a mom of 2, and she has a podcast called Fierce Freedom Awaits. She's interviewed me. Again, we've offered that as a bonus. And so in addition to her full-time practice, she helps other women physicians create practices where they can really thrive. She's also the co-founder of Thrive 2G, which is, I think, the first ever Physician Women of Color conference. Amazing, right? These women are just amazing. And that's going to be who you get, right? So Large circle with me, smaller circles with these amazing women. So much to cover. I am so excited. All right, so here's what this looks like. Let's get into the nitty-gritty details. This is a year-long experience. That's why it's called the 2020 experience. Very original. It lasts for all of 2020, from January until December. We will be spending 3 in-person events together. So we're going to start in January at perhaps my favorite place on earth, which is Miraval. The fabulous Miraval, which Oprah loves. The last time I was there on a retreat with people, we spotted Brene Brown. It really is an awesome place. So that's how we're going to start the new year, in Miraval, all together, all of us, all the fearless leaders, all the 32 participants. I'll share a little bit more about that in a minute. Then probably in June, we don't have specifics on location, although it might be Carmel Valley. We will see. That's very close to where Big Little Lies was filmed, for those of you that are into that. Major female cast, directors and producers, so I'm a huge fan. We'll be meeting there in June for kind of like a summer reset. And I'll tell more about that in a minute too. I'm just going to get them all out there. And then we'll have our live event in November of 2020, which is going to be larger next year. But the day before, so that's a 2-day event as well. The day before, we're all going to get together, just the mastermind. And I'm going to be leading some stuff around that. So 3 in-persons, January, June, and November. And then the rest of the time we meet virtually. Every mastermind I have ever run or participated in, except for one informal one that I don't even know if it really counted. We tried it out. They're all virtual. So sometimes people are like, well, how does that work virtual? And I'm like, well, I don't know how it works otherwise, because that's all I have ever done or participated in. And it's magic. So you don't have to worry about that. And in fact, I prefer it more because you get to work with people all over the country, and you really broaden your network in an amazing way that helps you just leverage contacts and resources and wisdom in a way that you couldn't if you were just doing something in your own backyard. Okay, let's break this down. And let me tell you who it's for first, so that all of this makes sense. This group is for ambitious women really pushing themselves. Right? So if you feel like you've been playing small, if you feel like there's something you've really been wanting to do, but fear has been holding you back, then you are the perfect fit for this group, because that's what we're doing. We are really pushing ourselves in a way that maybe we haven't before. And I'm not talking about like workaholism push. I'm talking about moving through your fears push, right? The scary stuff that we don't want to face, but we know if we do, it's going to get us where we want to be. And I had a friend send me a little quote that said, everything you want is on the other side of fear. That's really what the 2020 experience is about, is really moving through that fear of the big things that you're like, can I do this? Is this possible? It makes you feel, knotted up a little bit in your stomach, right? Because you're like, oh man, this is really going to call me to show up in a way I've never done before. But what the results might be, they could be amazing. And so there's a fear of like, well, what if I fall? But also, what if you fly? And do you want to find out? Do you want to find out what you're made of? And I don't mean that in terms of proving yourself, but I mean that in terms of, what if it is possible? What if you can have what you really, really want? That's what the 2020 experience is all about. So at the beginning of the year, once we get through our time together at Miraval, because Miraval is so transformational, that's where I have always led my life and law and balance retreats. Tucson is magical. Miraval is magical. And I'm just going to be honest, the programming I put together for that is magical. You cannot walk away the same person as when you walked in. It's just not possible. The things that women go on to do, the transformation they have, the breakthroughs they have, I cannot think of a woman who has attended one of my masterminds who did not have a major transformation. And it's really hard to explain. I had someone attend that was like, how do you put this into words or explain it to others? I'm like, I struggle with it myself. It's just one of those things that is really, really transformational. And so that in and of itself would be worth this, but that's just how we're starting. That's just how we're kicking this off. So we are going to start on a really, really strong foundation. And we're going to be working through your vision, what you're going for. And by the end, every single person is going to point to what they're going after. And by the way, this is kind of like, we can call it a baseball reference, or it can be the star that, you're pointing to, whatever it is. You're going to point and you're going to say, this is what I'm going after. This is what I'm going after this year in 2020. And it needs to be something big. And so this can't be all my resolutions. It's here's the big thing I'm doing. I'm going to have the book written, and I'm going to have a proposal out there. I'm going to be on big stages. I'm going to start my firm. I'm going to start my company. I'm going to take the firm or the company that I already have to a whole new level. I am in a firm or a company, large firm or company, and I'm going for this leadership position, or I'm really going to grow my book of business, or I have a directive or an initiative or something that I really want to push in my firm, and I know it's never been done, and I know I'm going to get a ton of pushback, but I want this change, and I'm going after it. Maybe it is you're going to run for politics, or you're prepping, your campaign so you can. But whatever it is, it has to be slightly terrifying for you because that's what we're going after. We're going after really big things that help you show up in the way that you really, really want to show up. And so you're going to call it, and everyone's going to hear it, and everyone's going to know what you're going after. And we're all going to be there to support you as you do it throughout the year. And one of my gifts is I am really connected, which is funny because I didn't grow up with connections. It's just a talent that I have. I have a lot of connections. I have a lot of resources, and I have a lot of wisdom. When I was leading one of my masterminds a few years ago, a woman came up. Well, we were having one of our calls, and she totally was switching gears on something. And I immediately started saying, well, you need to do this, and you need to contact this person. You need to do this. And she said, Heather, how in the world can you have knowledge and immediate resources for any and every question I bring to you? Like, it makes no sense. At your age, how do you know this stuff? I don't know. I'm like, how do you not? I don't know. But this really is one of my gifts. And so I am going to be in the background, really, not really like, I don't know, maybe it's like Oz, but really looking at what everybody is working on and what they're trying to achieve, and really being able to bring together the resources and the connections that they need to go make that happen. I am someone who knows how to make things happen, and I love sharing those ideas and those resources and those connections. So that is going to be my main priority and my main job. So we're going to be at Miraval. We're all pointing to what we want, and then we're going for it. You're not going to get to be wishy-washy. You're not going to get to change your goal. You don't get to show up, in our meetings and say, oh, well, I was really busy and I didn't have time to work on that. Nope, none of that. We are going to hold you accountable. We are going to light a fire under you. Okay. Now, because of that, because we are going to push you in a way that you have probably never been pushed. And by the way, we are going to call you on your stuff. So if you're not comfortable with that, this is not the right group for you. So then after Miraval, after you've had your transformation, after you have pointed to what you're going after, we're going to be there to support you throughout the year. And what that means is you're then going to meet with your small pod and your fearless leader mostly every other month. So for 6 times, you're going to be getting together, and you are going to be sharing where you are in the process. You're going to be sharing exactly what you're doing, what's working, what's not working, where you need help, where you need brainstorming, where you need feedback and strategy. And everybody's going to be there to support you. You get undivided attention to help you navigate what you are doing. And everyone's going to be able to learn from each other because of the way that we're curating these pods, so that you're all going after things that are somewhat similarly situated, right? It might be different industries. It might be different company sizes, but you're going after similar goals. So you're going to learn not only from your own stuff, but from others. And then 3 times out of the year, you're going to be meeting with me in an accelerator. So in these accelerators, I will be creating programming specific to the group and what you guys are going after and what you're going through in the moment. So I'll be very connected with the fearless leaders, knowing what's going on in the pods and where you are with your progress. These accelerators are intended to really help you, because here's the thing. When you're trying to work through your fears and go after big things, you are going to have moments where you just want to go hide and, put your head in the sand, maybe cover up under the covers, get really busy with other stuff because it's hard. That's where I'm going to help you push through. So these accelerators are really going to help you get that boost you need every few months. So if you're doing the math on this, we've got 3 in-person events, we've got 3 accelerators, and we've got 6 of these small pod hot seats, and that makes 12. And there are 12 months in a year. On top of that, though, we're going to give you access to a roster of experts. And we're curating this list based on, again, what you are going after and your background. So you will get 6 one-on-one coaching sessions with the experts that you choose. It is an experience where you get to mix and match and create what you need and want. That means that you can work with the same person all 6 times, or you can pick different people, and you can do it throughout the year at whatever time makes sense for you. And these experts include mindset coaches, career coaches, but it also includes things like a copywriter where you dig in and actually just do work for an hour. They look at your stuff, social media, SEO. Again, those have not been defined yet. I have a list that I think I'll be using, but it really depends on who's in the group and what they need and want. So we'll put that together as well. Let me just tell you quickly about the summer event and the live event, since I briefly touched upon them, but I want to go into a little bit more as to what they include. So the summer event, the January one at Miraval, it's all about transformation and really setting you up for the most amazing year of your life. The summer event is, again, kind of like an accelerator in the sense of it's time to reset. It's time to get really excited. So much of peak performance is about staying the course, right? Having that fuel, having that motivation to keep going. So in the summer, you're going to get to meet with your small pods to do some larger, more in-depth hot seats there. And we're going to have some amazing people come in where you can participate in workshops. We're going to have activities. It's a bit like summer camp, except I do luxury summer camp. And you'll get to, again, pick and choose what you are doing so that it is customized for you. And then at the live event in November, anyone who purchases a ticket will be able to come to the 2-day event where we're really prepping for. Live is all about getting clear on your vision, getting clear on your goals, and coming up with a plan for the next year, which will be 2021. We're going to be meeting, like I said, for one full day before that, just me and those in the mastermind, so that I can help you review where you are and figure out what needs to happen for that last 6-week push to really end the year strong and then prep you for 2021, which I'm going to be honest, you can't even envision right now because of how much you are going to grow in 2020. This experience is really like a rocket ship. I shared this in one of the IGTVs. So one of the fearless leaders and I were talking, and she was just saying I was saying, I just think it's going to be amazing. The women who join this group, the things that they're going to be doing in 5 to 10 years, it's just going to be amazing. It's going to be a who's who. And I genuinely believe that and feel that because you're already doing amazing things. You're going to be propelled to another level. And she agreed. She said, yeah, it's like a rocket ship. And it's kind of like Ariana Huffington and Sheryl Sandberg, where they say, if you're offered a seat on the rocket ship, you just get on. You don't ask which seat, you don't ask too many questions. You just get on because you know and you feel how powerful it's going to be. So that's what we're doing. We basically have built a rocket ship and 32 women get to jump on with us. And we are going to skyrocket where you are. And it could be a progression of where you already are, but taking it to another level, or it could be doing something completely new or different. I share in the Time to Shine IGTV, one of the things I'm working on right now. And it's going to take a bit and no one really is going to see it for a while, over a year. So It could be you're in corporate, but you're wanting to write a book or you have something on your heart. That's fine. But it can also be a progression of what you're already doing. Okay. So the key is just that you are an ambitious woman, really ready to go big. That's the requirement. And like I said, this is not just for lawyers. Absolutely any woman is invited to join us. That means you can have an online business. You can be in health and fitness. You can be a professor, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, an author, a speaker. You can be a lawyer. You can be a coach, a consultant. You might be in an executive position or an admin position in a law firm or in a company. Maybe you're in-house and you're wanting to become a GC, whatever it is, whether it is a small city or a big city, a small company or a big company, that does not matter. You can be ambitious. You can be doing amazing things in a million different ways. And we are not here to judge the size of your goals. But I will be the judge of whether or not I think you're terrified. And I say that because we're not here to play small, right? So one person may have this really big goal to some, but I'm like, that seems like you might be playing small. Whereas others might have certain goals that you may think, well, that's not big enough for what other women are doing. But if it's huge for you, that's all that matters, because it's the attitude that you are bringing to the table. It is your stepping into your true calling, your true desires that matters. That's what we're looking for. So if you want a seat on this rocket ship, here's what you need to do. You need to submit an application. We'll put the link in the show notes, but the application will be found at 2020mastermindexperience.com. Now, it's literally just a link to the application, okay? There's no sales page or anything like that, because we are opening it up kind of like in a soft launch first. And by listening to this podcast, you've gotten the details enough to know whether or not you want to apply. So you will apply. And if we think you might be a good fit, then you'll jump on the phone with me. And before you jump on the phone with me, we'll be sending you some information and some videos with even more information, so that by the time we get on the phone, it is truly an interview where I will know if you're a good fit and you'll be in a position to be able to say yes or not. Okay. So you'll be getting all of that information beforehand if we think you're a good fit and go to set up that interview. The reason why you want to apply in August is because we're in this kind of like soft launch phase. That means that we have really good pricing, crazy good pricing for this month only. And again, you'll get these in the videos if you're selected for an interview. There are certain bonuses. Again, I'm getting too much into the weeds on that, but there are certain bonuses that have caps on them. The bonuses are mix and match as well, based again on what you want and need. This is an experience customized for you. But there are caps on how many bonuses are available. So if you wait until the end of August, there might not be some of those bonuses left. But this is only available in the month of August only, before we put it all together and put it all out there in a very formal way. So you want to go ahead and get that application in now if you think that you might be interested. If you know that this is not for you, you're like, I don't have big dreams. That sounds like the most ridiculous thing ever, Heather. Like, it sounds exciting, but it's not for me, or not now, right? You're just like, no, not now. I guarantee you know an ambitious woman who has big dreams, who has been telling you about that book she's been wanting to write, who has been telling you about the things that they're wanting to do in their company or their firm or the business they're wanting to start or grow. And you know that what they need is the push and another group of women surrounding them that can help really let them bring that to life. Send this podcast to those women, okay? If you support women, if you believe in women, if you want to see more women in power with more money and with more influence, even if this is not for you, please take seriously to share this with other women who will rise because of it, okay? I'm on a mission to help women rise, and you can help with that mission as well by sharing this with them. All right, that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening each and every week. And like I said, we'll have some more bonus podcasts coming out soon so that you can meet our fearless leaders. I am so excited about this. I cannot wait to welcome these 32 women into my world so I can support them and see what all they can accomplish in 2020. For show notes, downloads, and other free resources, and to keep the conversation going, head on over to hustleandflowpodcast.com. See you there.